What's up, my brothers? All right, so we have what could possibly be known as the dumbest post I have seen this year, maybe even the past decade. We'll see, though. Guys always find a way to surprise me with doing silly things in their lives. So the title of this one reads, I'm a 38-year-old guy and my girlfriend's 29, and alimony and child maintenance money, what would make her feel better? So you get an idea. This guy is obviously dating a single mom. It reads, I'm dating a woman who has a kid from a prior relationship. We've been dating for the past 11 months. Kid's father does not pay any money to her at all. She has hinted that she would be more at ease in the relationship if she was more sure of her future finances even after we part ways. I'm just going to sort of translate that womanese for you guys that might be a little stuck on that. What that means is, what usually happens in scenarios like this when women say that they would be more at ease or more comfortable with a guy in a relationship, it's usually because they're holding back. And when the guy goes, hey, what's wrong? Why do you seem off? Why don't you seem sort of into me sort of thing? That's when they start pulling the, well, I think I'd be more at ease if I was more sure of my finances, even if we weren't together sort of thing. Anyway, he goes on to say, she's quite stressed about every aspect every now and then, and I'm considering investigating what I can do to alleviate that. So here we go. We have a guy that wants to swoop in and try to protect the honor of his lady and the child that came from another man that she's protecting as well. He says, what can I do to ensure that she's more secure about her financial future? Till now, I have tried to look into what kind of laws are there for alimony and child maintenance, which might benefit her. And he says, thanks a lot for your input. Now, he has a few edits here. This has since been deleted, by the way, because the feedback was so brutal on this, and they took it off the posting. But first edit says, when I wrote alimony and child maintenance, which might benefit her, I meant alimony and maintenance from me, not her baby father. So he's looking not to help her deal with money that he might owe her. He's looking to basically step up and be the man that stepped up and pay for the kid's father alimony and child maintenance. So he's basically trying to compel himself legally to toe the line for what the baby's father should be doing. It says additional info. Beyond that, I've been paying the majority or all of her monthly expenses for the past 9 months. So ever since he met her, he's basically been paying all of her bills. And a final edit, I am sorry if I gave the impression that she is trying to get her hands on my money. What I meant was that she is worried about her financial future as a mother and has confided in me enough to express concern to me. So what we have here is quite possibly the very definition of what I often, quote to you guys, which is men love to complicate their lives and justify why they do it. Perfect example. Why would a 39-year-old guy who sounds like he's single, doesn't have any kids, who clearly has the financial resources to raise a family, invest in a woman that has a kid in tow from a prior relationship, only knowing them for 11 months, paying for the bills for 9 months, now want to compel himself by law contractually to pay alimony and child support to this woman, even though he was never married to her and even though he's not the father of the kid, he's just dating her. This is about as dumb as guys can get. Look, I know some guys might be newer to my channel and this concept, but dealing with single moms is never really a very good idea. It's generally thought of as low-hanging fruit. Guys only consider options like this, which would be considered terrible options in most men's estimation, when they don't have better options. Again, it's low-hanging fruit. It's all you can sort of reach. So not a very good starting point. By the way, I have a chapter in my book on the truth about single moms and everything that you need to know. So if you have read it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, it's pinned in the top comment below. You should check it out if this is starting to, ring some bells for you. Now, the real problem with all of this that hasn't been touched on, I didn't see anybody in the replies do this before they deleted the entire post, was nobody told this guy that he could be liable to make these payments to this woman for the rest of his life, essentially, depending on where he lives. I mean, if he's taken on the burden of alimony, if he lives in a place where he's with her for a long enough period of time, i.e. a place like California, for example, if it's over 10 years, then you could be on the hook for alimony even though you never married her, sort of thing, depending on how the law is going to view your position of what you're handling. But the real issue is the child support thing. Why a man would want to invest in the DNA and the last name of another man, essentially cucking themselves, right? They voluntarily become a cuckold in that scenario, and step up or be the dad that stepped up because the other guy didn't, because maybe he was a loser, maybe he wasn't a loser. We don't know. Maybe this lady's crazy and she pushed him away. We have no context around this, and truthfully, he hasn't really dated her long enough to have much context around her. You know, they've said for years now, experts in this space have said, look, wait at least a year to 2 years so you can really suss her out, see what she's made of before you invite her into your life. But after 11, 9 months, whatever you want to call it, this guy's already like, oh yeah, I want to take care of everything and, you know, look after the kid. My friend, when you do stuff like that, you are essentially looked upon by her as beta bucks, a provider, an ATM, somebody that just pays the bills. The reason why she's feeling uncomfortable about her money and probably anxious around him, or maybe not that into him as he's detecting, is because that is all she sees him as, a ATM. Maybe the kid's father was the alpha seed part of the equation. I mean, she's got his kid, so let's just, you know, point to that fact. But I don't see this as a good deal for this guy. I don't see it as a good deal for any guy. He could be on the hook to pay child support for a kid that isn't his, even after he breaks up. I mean, if he does this for the next year, let's say, and she says, you know what, Paul, I'm out, don't want to deal with you anymore, see you later, bye, then he could be on the hook to continue paying child support because he stepped in the role as a father. And courts have enforced men that aren't the child's biological father to pay child support, even though they didn't sire that child. Courts have done it. They continue to do it. It's not that uncommon. It might seem like a surprise or a shock to some of you guys right now, but it happens, and more often than you'd think. So, I don't know. Can we give this guy the, you know, the dumbass award of the year? Maybe. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think. Hit the like button. Leave a comment below if you've had experience in this. And check out the top pinned comments for stuff to my website, my book, my courses, and all the other stuff. We'll see you guys later. Have an awesome day. Peace out.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show